Today we are going to talk about olive oil.
Yes, different sort of oil.
It's still earnings seasons. Last week we spoke about a lot of shares that presented the figures. Today we're going to talk about the sector because it's in the news, because olive oil prices are going through the roof. So from an investment perspective, we will talk about it, and we will show you if it's interesting or not to invest in.
Correct.
A little bit about the market. The harvest this year, and this year means until half of the year, that dropped again because the previous years it dropped also again with 56%. That resulted, and that's why, and the two reasons, because they're in the countries where they produce it, there is not enough rain and it's too dry. And the outcome is that the raw material, so the olive that is presented to the companies that make oil out of it, has gone up and almost doubled, on average 90%.
Correct.
So the price, raw materials are more expensive, but also the bottles are more expensive in the supermarket.
Definitely.
And on your table, because in the past, when you were having dinner, you had always a big bottle of olive oil.
The breakfast,
Yeah, but now not anymore. You have to ask for it and they put a little bit in on your plate.
Exactly.
That is one result of the low harvest, high prices, but another result is also in the market.
Yeah. So it's olive oil has become subject of the organized crime. So there's a lot of organized crime. In the past they were stealing other stuff, but now they are stealing olive oil massively. And there's a saying in Spain that if the prices go up with 20%, also theft or robberies go up with the same amount. So five times as much robberies. In this case, big bottles of olive oil in the supermarkets are now on a chain, or you have these things on it, like when you buy a bottle of strong alcohol, strong liquor. So and then you have to go to the till to get it off. So it's really a subject of stealing, and it gets even so far that a poor Cordobese olive oil producer walked one morning in his warehouse, and what did he see? That he said, "Hey, there's all olive oil on the floor here," and his tubes of getting it out, they were all going outside on the backside of his warehouse. 56,000 liters of olive oil were stolen from this poor farmer, and that's a total value of, we look at the price of a bottle, Casper will tell us now.
No, rough oil, yeah, six.
Now
So
that's
it's
almost
a
€500,000
yeah.
of olive oil that was stolen from this poor guy. So you can see at the supermarkets the price at the beginning of the year was about €4 at the moment, as Casper was just saying us. Almost 6 at the beginning of this year. Sorry, last year 2022, 4, 6 beginning, and now the average bottle is around €9.24. So olive oil has become a luxury article. We can say that, no?
Yes. One step back. There are three main countries that produce oils.
Olive oil?
Olive and olive oils. There's Italy, Greece, and Spain. Spain is the biggest. And for example, Morocco and Turkey, they also produce. And Morocco has a ban on the export, and Turkey has a ban on a bulk export. So there is something going on in the world. So let's see if investors can do something with it. And then if you look also at the consumption part, that decreased because of the fact that it's so expensive. Not in the northern part of America. There it's almost the same, slightly different, but especially in Italy and in Spain, the consumption has gone down with around 11% because it's too expensive, unfortunately, for a lot of people. This week, the biggest olive producer came with the figures, and that's a Spanish company, Deoleo. They have a notation on the stock market in Madrid.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we are going, from an investment perspective, look at the biggest producer in the world.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of other solutions to invest in olive oil.
No. A lot of smaller companies, or it is part of a large company, but they do solely investing or producing olive oil. And the CEO, Ignacio Silva, they came with some interesting sayings, and he said, okay, what we are now harvesting, that's exactly what is being consumed. And he also gave answers to analysts because they asked, how is it possible that in neighbor countries or other parts of Europe, for example Portugal, that the prices of olive oil are cheaper than in Spain itself? And he came with the answer and said they have still a lot of stock. We don't, because we produce and we consume in Spain. But in another countries have still stock, so there is that the price is there different. So that's the explanation, because a lot of people in Spain are complaining, how's it possible?
It's possible.
How's it possible?
France,
And then he also said something, and it's also people to realize, I didn't know that, about the price of olive oil. He said in contract negotiations, quantities or prices are never assured, only quality. And that's what you also see in the first press, the second press. So the market of olive oil, of olives, is different than other raw materials.
Yeah.
Is there not a market, a future market, for example, Martin?
Well, good question, and there was, and unfortunately it stopped. And because now you would have, if you were long on the olive oil prices, and there's a lot of other. There's a potato market, there's a milk market, there's a wheat not wheat for smoking, but wheat in the sense of making pasta out of it. All these commodities have a future market, so it's pretty funny that actually the olive oil market did not make it. There was a market, MFAO, and they were established in 2004, future contracts on the olive oil. I'm not going to give you the contract specification. I looked at it, but it's not relevant because you can't do anything with it anymore, because then you already know where I'm heading. This market has been banned in 2016. Well, not really banned. They were forced to close down because of regulation. There was a new law implied, the European Market Infrastructure Regulation in this case. So because the market has become much more digital, and they just could not comply with that. It was too difficult for this market because of one of the reasons. The market was very volatile, and not in the sense that the price was moving a lot, but volatile in the amount of volume that was going over the market. You had months there was 50,000 contracts with subsequently so much olive oil underneath, and then you had months there was only 5,000. So it was very difficult to have price stability, and that was what they were suffering with. And then they were supervised by the CNMV in Spain, and unfortunately, in 2016 they had to close their doors because it was just not possible to keep this afloat. That was in short, the only olive oil market that there was. There's no other future contract around.
No, that explains also a little bit more maybe the volatility now of because it's hardly impossible to hedge your position from a producer or from a retail perspective.
That's true.
Okay, let's look at Deoleo and what kind of figures they presented with these high prices. Was it good? Was it not good? One step back. They deliver their sales mainly in North America. That is 25%, 22% in Spain, and then Italy, and then the rest of Europe. So they are quite a worldwide organization. The main shareholder is CVC. They have 57%, so they have a majority, and only the free float is around 38%. So the stocks that you can buy, they only have a valuation of 38% of the total.
Okay.
They came with their figures and they were not good.
Unfortunately not. And that's, if you look at oil companies like Shell, and of course it's another type of oil, because there's sufficient of that coming out of the ground. And in this case,
but
there's
oil,
just not a lot of products.
They control the product, the amount that they produce, and here
they have no control.
No control.
No control whatsoever.
So how bad were the figures? Okay, the sales volumes were 22% lower. The revenues were the same as the first of 2022. There was 400 million. Yeah, there was 1 million more. So So the revenues kept the same. Because they sold less products, less bottles. So the bottle price went up with almost 80 something percent.
But less unit price.
They sold 22% less products. The ebitda dropped with more than 40% to 12 million, still positive. But the net profit, and that was because mainly to the higher interest rates, there we go again, but also about they had the refining agreement, but mainly the high interest rates, they dropped to a negative figure of almost 10 million. So the biggest oil producer in the world reported over the first half year of 2023, instead of 6 million plus in the same period in 2022, a negative result of almost 10 million. So that's not good. If you look at the stock, we can't look at the PE anymore.
No,
it's trading at 20.
No earnings, no.
There's no earnings. It's trading at 23 cents, so it's a penny stock. And a long time ago, it was trading at 40 something cent. This year went up to in the 30 cents. So it's a really volatile. It's also a small company. So to conclude, It's an interesting market, unfortunately, because of the small harvest, prices are going up.
Yeah.
Who is benefiting from it? Now, I think nobody, because the producers, they only have to sell a couple of olives. The companies like the biggest one, Deoleo, they also suffer it because of the amount, and they can't increase the prices more. The consumers are already decreasing in Spain and Italy. Maybe some retailers, like big supermarkets, profit from it, but yeah, that's such a small part of their business. So unfortunately, we hope that the harvest will be better based on more rain and less heat, and so prices go down. It's better for everybody, because at this moment nobody is earning from it. So be careful with investing in this subsector.
Absolutely.
Give us your thumb. See you next week.